Hello everyone, what's up and welcome back to another reading vlog. Sorry, my head's scratching, I just had to scratch it. Okay, so this is the Spookoplathon. Yeah, I can say it again. If you watched my TBR last week, I struggled as hell. Anyway, yeah, this is the first TBR for the Spookoplathon. I'm quite excited for it. Sorry, I'm squinting. The light's very bright. Anyway, I have 10 books I need to read for this month. 10. Okay, so I am going to be using a number generator to start us off because I don't know what I want to read. The only thing I know that I can't read right now is King of Scars because that's next week's read with my friend. So yeah. Anyway, I'm a mess. So what we're going to do is instead of putting 10 on the number generator, I am going to put on 9 number generator. I've actually been trying to go get some food. Yeah, no. I'm distracted by everything. So that's fun. Anyway, let's put the number generator on 9. I'm going to show you there. And then I am going to look away. Don't worry, I am looking away. And I'm going to say generate. And it says number 3. And number 3 on my list is something that's not very Halloweeny. And it is Temptation Ridge. I don't know if you can see. By Robin Carr. So that was very rude. Anyway, so we're going to start ourselves off with a very chill reading day. I can deal with it because I mean Temptation Ridge A is audio, so I can fly through them, which is great. Which means that if I succeed in some of my reading, I can roll more and read more books. And who says no to reading more books? Anyway, before I get even more sidetracked, welcome to the vlog. I am going to eat now because I have been starving since 12 o'clock. No, I lie. I've been starving since 11. It is currently 20 to 1. Why did that take me so long? I'm going to be eating. I don't know what I'm making. I told my husband yesterday I'm in the mood for eggs and mayo bread, but also I don't want bread, so maybe I should just make an eggs and mayo bread. I don't know if that makes sense. Let's just, yeah, we're gonna go with it. Ooh, we have lemon juice. We don't have that leftovers. Okay, no, we don't have leftovers. I should just chuck this away, honestly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make me an egg and mayo bread. I'll just have to wait for the eggs to cook. In the meantime, I'll eat yogurt. You know, I don't know. I'm sorry, I got all up in your face there. That is some scary sounds. I'm going to be drinking orange juice while I wait. What's in here? The stew. I'm clearly not okay. Okay, we have 2 eggs that I can chop up and boil them. Seems about right. And then do we have bread? We do. Oh, okay. Why did I sound like Bobo suddenly? Oh. Yeah. Fine. That is sour. If anyone is also wondering, I view all Robin Carr's books as very autumnal because I don't know, Virgin River just gives me autumnal vibes, so you know. And I've realized a lot of her main characters have red hair, which is really random, but anyway, so yeah, let's just get this started.
Mira and Harper Audio present Temptation Ridge, a novel by Robin Carr, performed by Therese Plummer.
Stop it.
Chapter 1. Shelby was within 10 miles of her Uncle Walt's.
And voila. It took a while. But the bread, oh no, not the bread, but the eggs are finally done. I'm going to sit down now just for about 45 minutes and chill and watch Gilmore Girls. And then I'll be diving back to work, all of that. There's a spot on my glasses. I'm not looking at you, very funny. There's just a spot on my glasses and it's so annoying. But anyway, let's have some lunch.
Damn it, Emma. When did you put coupons before? I didn't. I misspoke. Whoops. Hey, how is it that...
Hello everyone, it's a new day. I was gonna sing the whole song, but then I realized I might get copyrighted. Yeah, so I'm just gonna do it. Anyway, I forgot to mention to you yesterday what Temptation Ridge is about. I started the vlog just right after I did my TBR, and of course I mentioned what the book is about in my TBR, so it evaded me to actually talk about the book in the vlog as well, because I know a lot of people don't watch the TBRs. Anyway, I'm just ranting. But anyway, this book is about 25-year-old Shelby, and she's moving in with her uncle who lives in Virgin River for a while, you know, just so she can get her feet again, because for the last 7 years or something, she was looking after her mother who had kind of like a disease or something. I can't remember what it was. And they mentioned it now in the book, and I was just like, it just went past me. Anyway, so her mom unfortunately passed away, and she wants to go into nursing, but before she can do her nursing degree, or I don't know what you call it. Is it a degree? I'm assuming. Before she can do that, she wants to travel the world, you know, just live her life, basically. And so she's now in Virgin River, where she meets her, obviously, soon-to-be boyfriend or husband, or whatever you want to call it, whose name's Luke. I forgot his surname. Okay, so and then she meets Luke Riordan basically from the start, and he's a little bit older. I think he's like 38, and both are attracted to one another, but Luke is kind of like this non-committal guy, so he doesn't really want to commit to her. He's just like looking for a fling kind of thing, and because she's so young, he doesn't want to give into his feelings, because he's like, I'm going to break your heart and I don't want to do that because you're too innocent, that kind of thing. Yeah, it's just, I believe them figuring out that they like each other and them ending up with each other. I hope they don't end up with each other at like 40% of the book, like the previous book I read, because what is the rest of the book going to be about? We also get tidbits of all the other characters that you've read about in the Virgin River series so far. You get the main characters, basically, who is Mel and Jack, with their 2 children. You get Jack's younger sister Bree with Miguel, I think, and a few others like Doc and Preacher and all of them, and I'm listing them as if you're gonna know what I'm talking about. If you've seen, hello, that was rude. If you've seen the show, you would know which characters I'm talking about. I stopped watching the show at like season 3, because everything was so different from the books that I got so upset that I was like, you know what? No, I'm not going to watch the show, because that's just a waste of my time, because I like the books more, because they, you know, they're a bit more accurate. I don't know what happened in the show so far. All I know is I can remember there was a fire in the books, and I saw the preview where a fire also happened at Virgin River. I don't know if it is I don't know if it was as serious as it was in the book, but yeah. So I avoid watching the show, because I'm going to be more annoyed with it. I'm going to be like, oh no, that didn't happen, or that didn't happen. This book is also a bit funnier to me than the previous one. I don't know if it was because I read 2 Virgin River books after one another, that the last book was just, it was okay for me. But with this one of the characters, Doc, he's coming a bit more out of his shell, and to me actually, and he's making these funny quips that are hilarious. I mean, in the beginning of the book as well, he told Luke, welcome to Virgin River, and he climbed in his truck and he cackled, and I'm like, that's so weird. If someone did that to me, I would just turn around and be like, no, I don't want to be part of this crazy town. But it is such a fun, small romance town that I really enjoy it. I didn't think I would be enjoying it as much as I am. I am currently 23 or 29%, I can't remember where, in Temptation Ridge. So I might finish it today, especially since I'm going to the gym, or I'm aiming to go to the gym, and doing some shopping and stuff. So yeah, I'm quite excited to see where this book goes.
I'm so tired. Okay, I'm done at the gym now. I can finally go to Woolies. I was cornered by a personal trainer just now. I don't know if you can see me properly. Let me do that. He was like, are you part of this Kickstart program? And I was like, no. So I had to stand there for about 10 minutes, letting him enroll me in a Kickstart program. And then he suggested, very wild of him, but he suggested I do 25 minutes on the step machine, 25 minutes on the row machine, and 25 minutes on the elliptical. And I'm like, you gotta be joking. All because I said I want to lose weight and tone. I'm dead. And there's like extra workouts as well included in this program. Like you work from top to bottom, which is cool. I think I should actually implement that in my day-to-day things, which I don't. But yeah, so interesting. Anyway, I'm gonna go to Woolies now, like a block away, but I'm not walking there. And hopefully I'll get my spiced chai latte. That came out weird out of my mouth. And then they have this weird red tea as well that I drank, I think in like of the year or last year during this time as well. It's like a berry thing. I want to get a batch of that. Fruit juice. There was something else. Oh, and sorbet. I need my sorbet, my mango sorbet. I'm sorry if this is the weirdest angle, but you know, you gotta live with it. Okay, you're not gonna just scoot you up there so that. Why doesn't it want to stay? Hey everyone. Okay, so I'm sitting quite far right now, but it's fine. Anyway, so I think I'm at like 95% of the book. I think there's 2 chapters left, and I have to say I'm quite happy to report that the whole book is basically about Shelby and Luke and how they navigate their situationship. There we go. That's what we can call it. It's a situationship. Because I don't know if I mentioned this. Ian is not the person who we are talking about. Luke, he feels like he's way too old for Shelby. And he's like, listen, I like you, but I don't want to tie myself down. Things happen in his life where he realized that he's much more of a situationship guy than I'm going to tie myself down and I want a family kind of guy. So yeah, that kind of breaks Shelby, because at first she was fine with it because she's going to leave at like the end of the year. But as things progressed, she realized that she's going to have to stay longer in Virgin River, and she wants him to tell her that he loves her. She is completely head over heels in love with him, but he doesn't want to say he loves her because he doesn't want that commitment, because he doesn't want to get hurt. And it's just a whole thing. And I'm thinking miscommunication trope is going to be way up there for the 3rd act breakup. So I'm learning to see past it if it's done well, which it is here, because I can understand both situations. But if it is like a stupid miscommunication trope, then I'm just like, just talk to each other. That is all I'm asking you. Talk to one another. And then we also get other characters that were involved in Vanny and Paul's story, where he's like a pediatrician and he knows Vanny because he wanted to date her, but she was in love with Paul, you know, that kind of thing. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, my vlog for it will be linked up here, so you can just go check. Anyway, so he's a pediatrician. His name's Cam. He is apparently also very good looking, because who in this town isn't? And he relocated from another town, of which I can't remember and don't care, to Virgin River because of circumstances that happened. If you're watching or reading the books, I won't be spoiling it for you, but it was kind of sad. Anyway, so he moved to Virgin River. So Cam had a one-night stand with this girl. She falls pregnant. She gets twin, but she was married to a rock star. And she signed a prenuptial agreement that said she has to remain faithful to him until their divorce. And she was like, yeah, why would I be worried about this? It turns out he was never faithful. 3 months into their marriage, she started using drugs again, and he ended up staying with another woman for the remainder of their marriage. So 9 months later, she signs the divorce papers. But before the divorce can be finalized, she learns she's pregnant with Cam's babies. So that's a mess. And now she wants to try and lay low
But she doesn't want Cam to know because of situations that happened in her life. She doesn't want or doesn't trust Cam. And when she sees him in Virgin River, because she wants to stay with Vanny so that she can lie low and no one would know that she has been pregnant for a month longer than what she was married. I hope this all makes sense, because in my head it makes sense, but you guys are not reading the book, so you're like, what? Anyway, she sees Cam, and Cam obviously knows it's his babies. I mean, because he can smell it. No, he can't, but he just knows. He's seen her 4 months ago. She's 4 months pregnant, that kind of thing. And he goes to her to talk to her, and she has this severe mental breakdown. And of course I can understand hormones and everything is just flying around, but at the same time she doesn't want to listen to him. And there was this point, he's very charming and very sweet, and he's just like trying to explain things to her, like he's not going to say anything, and she's freaking out because if he figured out he's the father, then everyone will find out. And I'm like, no, but okay. And she's having this severe crisis moment, and I'm just like, you need to calm, please. The narrator does it pretty well. Therese Plummer, she describes it so well that I get annoyed because of the characters, and I'm just like, just stop for one moment, stop being dramatic, please. But anyway, so yeah, like I say, we're following their story, but I think their story is going to come later. You know, I think it's going to lead up into the next story, but for now we are focusing on Luke and Shelby. I'm done talking. But anyway, so I'm going to be reading the next 2 chapters, or listening to the next 2 chapters. First, I'm going to make myself another chai latte. I forgot how I missed these because these are so nice. Anyway, and then I'm going to be listening to this book while reading. And hold on, let me see, the next book on my list, that will mean that I've completed the candy corn prompt for Spookoplathon. Aha, I said it correctly. Okay, and then I'm thinking of diving into Rebecca, because I have an audio for that, and I it's not that I want to quickly go through this, but if I can, you know, like break down some of these books and read them if I can read 2 or 3 books in a week, that would be great, because then I'll be on top of everything, because I have 10 books to read this month. My max was 8 books last month, and that was because of the help of audiobooks. So granted, there were days where I just didn't feel like reading, so I'm not gonna force myself to read if I don't want to read, but I found it's been easier with audiobooks because it makes life easier. But anyway, especially because if I'm working, I can't sit and read. I have to edit and stuff. But you've all heard the song quite a few thousand times, so you're probably just like, do you get it, Natasha? Please just shut up and work, or do your thing, or read, or do something. Just stop talking. And for that, I'm going to say fine. I have finished with Temptation Ridge, and it was so cute. Apart from the fact that Luke has severe issues. I did not bring my lip gloss, did I? Okay, that's fine. Anyway, yeah. Luke has severe issues and communication between him and Shelby is like non-existent. So if the communication trope grinds your gears, maybe don't read this book. Like, read up what happened, but just know it has a happy end. Yeah, okay, that's all. I'm giving it 4 stars. I enjoyed the build up of him. What I can say is this whole book, I think I did mention it, is about them. We get breaks from different characters and whatnot, but essentially the whole book from start to finish is from Shelby and Luke getting together, them going through the journey of I think I'm falling in love with you, them breaking up over miscommunication, and them getting back together again. Yeah, it was cute. I enjoyed it. So moving on to the next one would be Rebecca. I should probably have researched how to say. I think it's Daphne du Maurier, or let me just listen.
Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier.
One book down. This is for the prompt Daphne du Maurier, so we're gonna go with it. Hopefully I'll be finished by today. I think the chapters are going to be super long. But yeah, I'm ready to get into the spooky vibe. I already drank my second spice chai. I think it's spice chai. I can't even remember. Anyway, I already drank my second one. I put in a little coffee just to see the difference. Because there is a serving suggestion that if you have like an espresso machine and you put in like a shot, it gives a different taste. I don't have an espresso machine. I don't have espresso, so I just put in like a tidbit of coffee in it. It was nice. I fulfilled the first prompt. Second prompt is on its way. We're getting spooky. I'm so manamuk. Anyway, let's get the second party started. There was a bird who almost flew in this window. Okay. Anyway, let's oh, what is this book about? Wow. What I do know about Rebecca from the preview, right, is she is either engaged to this person who lives in a mansion, or she got married and he's inviting her to get to know her family. For those of you who read or seen the show, please don't correct me. I'll get it eventually. But anyway, but there were weird things happening in the house that makes her think it's haunted. The mother-in-law is weird, or the potential mother-in-law is weird. There's a former girlfriend involved, so it also gives me Tim Burton's Corpse Bride vibes. No? Yeah, kinda. Because, you know, with Tim Burton's Corpse Bride, there was a guy who killed Emily. I don't know if this is making sense. And then he moves on to the next person so that he can get their money. I'm having a feeling it's kind of like this thing. So what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to read the book, and then maybe tomorrow or sometime in the week I'm going to watch Rebecca. I don't know when. Let's see if it lives up to the expectation. But that is essentially what I'm getting from the book. Is it's about a haunted house. The tropes are probably a haunted house. What do you call it? Untrustworthy spouse, that kind of stuff. Just weird things happening all around. So let's dive into it. I don't know why I just finger gunned you, but we're gonna go with it. Just to let you all know, I'm a very big scaredy cat. I don't usually watch horror movies because I get scared very easily. I once watched something on Criminal Minds about this guy who, sorry about that, the chair, as always, it's always the chair. He used, the people were still alive and he used them as like the like a puppet master, but he broke their bones and I freaked out so much. I got scared with Truth or Dare. It freaked me out. Okay, just the smiling thing, I'm glad I can't do it because I would have freaked myself out right now. But just that, no. And then there was something else I watched. Oh, in university I went to watch The Nun with my friends. It's a good thing I have funny friends because it was more funny than anything else. But yeah, that gave me severe anxiety for quite a while. I mean, it wasn't that scary. It was just the build-up of it was scary. And the fact that the music plays, I know the music plays a big role in horror movies, and that was just peak anxiety times for me. But we had a good time. We had a few nightmares, but we had a good time. Anyway, so let's hope I don't get scared shitless. Yeah, that's basically it. Okay, bye. I have thoughts. Okay, first of all, I didn't realize there's like 71 chapters in this book, but they all are very fast. Very, very fast. Each chapter is like 5 minutes long, so it's not that bad. The chapter writing style is pretty weird. I know this is a classic, by the way, just so no one's like, oh, but you're reading a classic, that's why it's weird. I figured. It's just like the chapters fade into one another. I'm confused. I wonder, because I don't have the physical copy with me. Maybe I should check on script. But I wonder if it's like part 1, part 2, part 3. Or I can also ask my Bookstagram friend. I don't know. But that would be weird if I can just see it for myself. Anyway, like each chapter ends on the most absurd cliffhanger ever. There's a woman called Mrs. what's her name? Van Hopper. And she was talking to, I'm assuming it's Rebecca. I don't know. But she was like, oh, you see that guy? He looks a bit sad, you know, because he just lost his wife. And that's how the chapter ends. And the following chapter is like Rebecca saying, I watched him walk from here to here, and I was like, what? Did you have a break there? But anyway, it's random, it's weird. Also, Mrs. Van Hopper, don't like her. I'm assuming she's written not to like her, but she was speaking to, what's the guy's name? See, this is why I write the stuff down now. I learned. Mr. De Winter. She saw him and she spoke to him. First, she told Rebecca to go get a photo or something because she wants to approach the guy without just approaching him. She needs something in her hand to be like, oh look, it's you, or this is why I want to talk to you. Anyway, so she approaches Mr. De Winter. I'm assuming his name's Max. I didn't listen really clearly to that, which is my problem. But anyway, and she talks most of the time to this man and she asks him questions. And there was one time where he asked Rebecca, what do you think of Monte Carlo? And she's like, I think it's stupid, basically. Why is the what's the randomest stuff on my arm right now? She basically tells him she thinks it's stupid. And Mrs. Van Hopper is like, oh, that is such a stupid answer because a lot of girls would give their right eye to go with you to Monte Carlo. And he's like, but that's stupid. Kind of, in a sense. And she's like, oh, okay. Really offended, snobby woman. And then, I don't know what else happens, but Max takes like a few quips at Mrs. Van Hopper and she doesn't like it. And there is somewhere along the line where she asks, have any of the people in the hotel or something packed out your bags? And he's like, I don't have a stay in Bellboy, that's stupid. And he says, maybe you can come unpack my stuff for me to Mrs. Van Hopper. And Mrs. Van Hopper is like very flabbergasted. And she's like, oh, no, I could never do that. And then halfway through her sentence, she turns to Rebecca and says, why don't you assist him in unpacking his clothes? And he's just like, you know what, never mind, I'm just going to leave. And he leaves. And Mrs. Van Hopper turns to Rebecca and she's like, you were very forward with Max, and I don't like it because that's not how you were raised. And I was like, maybe you did most of the talking. What the fuck is happening? So, I don't know. It's weird. It's very weird. But I'm enjoying it so far, as you can see, because I've been speaking for almost 4 minutes. So, I just wanted to put that out there. That this ma'am, this Mrs. Van Hopper, is clearly going to annoy me. And I'm not looking forward to it. Like, Anyway, hopefully, I can get halfway through Rebecca today. It's intriguing. I have to add, it's intriguing. Everything I read is intriguing, so don't come at me for that. But yeah, it's wild, weird. I'm not going to say wonderful because it's not wonderful. It's just weird. Okay, so yesterday, I don't know if you saw me shopping, because that was the worst angle ever. I didn't want to walk around with my phone just like, yeah, I'm going on a trip kind of thing. I bought mixed berry sorbet. Tell me why this looks like beetroot. It looks like frozen beetroot. I don't know if you can see. It's so weird. And it's so sour. But it is so nice. And I'm just like, it looks weird. I also bought the grenadilla one. Yesterday I said the mango. I don't like the mango. It's very gross. Anyway, and I saw this one. I was like, ooh, let me give it a try. Yeah, I'm merely eating it or eating a lot of it because I want to finish it quickly. I love the grenadilla one, but this one, I don't know. It makes me pull faces. I'm not a fan. It's nice, but also if you eat too much, it feels like you get acid reflux and I'm just like, I can't deal.
Good evening, everybody. I've been upstage and I'm hearing quite a good energy in this room. I must say, I've been up since 3 a.m. this morning. I am so tired, but your energy, I'm awake. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to have some fun. Are we allowed to have some fun? Now, before we start, quick, because you know when I'm doing my thing, I don't want to talk too much. Let me just quickly give you this information. The drums in front of you are called djembe drums. Djembe drums are originally from West Africa. As you look at your drum, it's a carved wood with a gold skin on top, strings on the sides. Yellow. Those strings are not going to decorate your drum, but they are there to pull the skin very tight. So you get 2 basic notes on your drum. First note. That's the foundation of our music. It's where we meet, all of us. It's called the bass. It's right in the middle of the drum. Now, the second note, because you see how beautiful we are together. It's a communicational note. Because you know, with every It's in the trap. Yummy. You don't sit there and no. That's what you call the office position. Now you want to be on the edge of your chair with your back straight. Give me some posture. Now, every now and then when I look at you, can I see that smile? You guys look awesome today. Now, are we ready to rock and roll? Let's go.
I look disheveled on this Monday morning, but rightly so because my day didn't start out well. Anyway, that is not why you're here. We are here to close out the end of this vlog, or close out this vlog. There we go, that's it. We're here to close out the vlog. So I read 2 books this week. One was, how can I forget that? Temptation Ridge by Robin Carr, which I gave 4 out of 5 stars. And then the other one was Rebecca, which I also gave 4 out of 5 stars. I was going to watch Rebecca with my best friend last night, but you know, things just happened and we forgot about it. So we're going to watch it tonight, which I will probably include in my b-roll for tonight. But yeah, Rebecca, I can see why a lot of people like this classic. It was very disjointed for me in the beginning. I didn't record all my reactions because I just felt like, okay, you're just gonna hear me spewing about the characters and what I thought about them. But I thought I was going to be creeped out. My words just failed me there. I thought I was going to be creeped out by this book, mainly because the movie looked super concerned. It looked like Mrs. Danvers, I believe her name is. She just looked like that serial killer type of woman to me in the show, and because of that, in the movie, and because of that, I ran with it in the book as well. And I ran with the biggest red herring that a thriller author can actually give you, or mystery author can give you, until the very end. So I won't say I was surprised about what actually transpired with Rebecca. And also, the person telling the story is not Rebecca. I thought it was Rebecca. She is Rebecca's husband, because Rebecca's dead. She is her husband's new wife, basically. What? She is Rebecca's husband's new wife. That does make sense, right? Anyway, Rebecca's dead, so this woman is telling this. I don't know. I'm sure if you've seen the show or the movie or read the book, you'll be like, oh, okay, no, I know, I get what you're saying, but while this just spews out my mouth, I'm so tired. You know, it's just a mess. But anyway, so really, I thought it was Rebecca being naive and everything. It's not her. So that was kind of an interesting twist towards it. And yeah, Rebecca's characteristics were also, I get that she wasn't the main character, she was just the topic of discussion a lot. So I get why her character wasn't fleshed out as much, but I really did enjoy it. The description of the settings and everything was just super great, and I enjoyed it. It was very gothic, it gave you that ambiance that you wanted. So I really enjoyed the book. The ending was a bit meh for me, like I just wanted a bit more. I don't know, it felt like the ending just ended. And I was like, okay, so what now? I thought I missed something. I thought the audio just ended where it did. So I was just like, okay, cool. Turns out it does end that way. I had to wiki it because with Wikipedia you can do everything. So anyway, but it does kind of scream foreboding when Max told that unknown person that he has an odd feeling about Manderley. So yeah, other than that, like I said, I really enjoyed it. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video vlog thing. I am trying to be better at vlogging. I'm trying to be better at discussing my thoughts and feelings, but I'm tired. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the video next week. Stay tuned for week 2 next week, where I will be reading Sierra Cross's Fangs and Frenemies and the other one, Scones and something. I can't remember what it was, but anyway, that's on the to-do list for next week.